Good afternoon. John here. Juliet Oscar November. I want to show you some of the navigational tools that I'm going to be using on my trip. Some years ago, I'm not sure how long ago, NOAA quit printing charts, and you've probably all seen traditional marine charts. They're kind of pretty, got lots of colors on them. But NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, who's in charge of all that, quit printing them. They have three companies who will print on demand. So if you want a printed chart, an old-timey printed chart, you can still get them. But you contact one of these. First, you got to figure out which chart you want, and that's difficult. But there's a big chart catalog, and they're all numbered, and so you kind of got to figure out which one you want. For example, I have one that's of Apalachicola Bay and the area, and have it framed, kind of a piece of art. But they switched to electronic format. There's two electronic formats. One is called a raster chart, and that's just like a photograph of the old marine chart. It looks just like it. And you can use those in electronic charting systems, and they work fine. The only problem with them is they don't get updated all that frequently. The other format is called vector charts, and that's an electronic rendering of a chart, and they get updated very regularly. Now, the problem with vectors is that there can be some errors in them from time to time. But anyway, I'm using vector charts for a couple of reasons. One is because of the continuous updates, and they're free. All NOAA charts are free, other than the printed ones, by the way, which is amazing. Surprises me the Republicans haven't figured out a way to charge us for them. But anyway, I want to show you how I'm going to do this. Now, one of the programs that I'm using is called OpenCPN, and it's an open source free program that some computer wizards have written. I'm going to show you that. Oops, I already got it open here. Now, here's what it looks like, and this is the western shore of Lake Michigan. I've been plotting chart courses around Lake Michigan, and this is, let me get down here to Ludington. I ran a tugboat in there one time, which was pretty interesting because that tugboat had a direct reversing engine on it, and so in order to go backwards, you had to stop the engine. It was a Fairbanks Morse, and put it in reverse, and the whole process took, and then start it up again. The whole process took about a minute and a half, so you had to plan ahead, because your barge would run your ass over if you didn't get that figured out just right. So anyway, that was exciting. But anyway, there's what Ludington, Michigan Harbor looks like on OpenCPN. And here's a chart that I plotted. And you have to be a little careful looking at these things, because you can chart yourself right over some rocks or up on dry land or whatever. And I can't remember where I went from Ludington. I think Petoskey maybe. We'll get there in a minute, maybe. There's Manistee. I'm not going to stop at Manistee, I don't think, depending on weather, of course. Weather determines everything. Michigan, blessedly, has what they call a harbor of safety. Oh, Frankfort. I'm going to go into Frankfort, which is supposed to be a cool town. But anyway, and you can get fuel at all these. About every 25 miles, the state of Michigan's got a harbor of refuge, as it were, so you can get in off the water and save yourself from Davy Jones. But anyway, these are some charts, and there's another one. Leland Harbor. I'm going to stop at Leland. It's supposed to be a cool little town. Actually, I've been to Leland back in the day. But anyway, so that's what you do. And you get these charts, and you can see right there, it identifies it as route Petoskey to Leland. Total length 43.2 nautical miles. And so it tells you how far you're going. I plan on going about 50 miles a day or so. So anyway, once you do that, then you export these charts. There's a feature here in OpenCPN called Route and Map Marker, and there's all the charts that are the routes that I've created so far. And say, for example, here's Harbor Beach to Harrisville. So if I want to look at that, it just switches over there. But what you do is you then go to back to this route marker, and you export selected and it just exports it to a folder on your hard drive, and I've got them all exported to a folder on my hard drive. Then I email them to myself so that I can use them in different ways. For example, on my iPad. Now, once I've got all these stored from OpenCPN, I also have a program on here from Garmin called Garmin HomePort. And unfortunately, I don't think they make it anymore, but it's a cool program. So I can just go into Garmin HomePort because I have a Garmin chart plotter on the boat, and I pull these in, just go to File, Import, and they're all this GPX files, which is a common file format. And I can pull it right into Garmin HomePort. And then from Garmin HomePort, I can copy them to an SD card, and I can then copy them into the chart plotter on my boat. I'm also going to have this computer with me. Here's the route from Sheboygan, Michigan, over here, over to Petoskey, Michigan, down here. And this doesn't have quite the detail on it that that OpenCPN does, but it's still very nice. And then I can send them. I can send to device, and device lives over here. Where are you, device? Speak to me. Oh, here's device. Device is a handheld Garmin GPS, and I can then export them all onto this little Garmin GPS. I have this upside down, and so that if disaster strikes, I can still navigate with this guy. And I'll just show you that in just a minute. As soon as it boots up. And this is a GPS map 78SC that comes loaded with Garmin Blue Chart maps, which are the marine charts for the U.S. Doesn't have Canada on it, but that's fine. The parts of Canada that I'm going to be in, I already know my way around, so that'll work out fine. Okay, so there it's booting up, and batteries last about 22 hours. And then you go into menu, and you hit menu again. Takes a little bit of learning. And I want to go to Route Planner. It's right over there. Hit enter again. And here's a chart. Let's see, Tampa Bay shortcut through Tampa Bay. Let's just go to the Free Dock and Darien. I haven't got them all pulled in here yet. Hard left in the middle of Lake Okeechobee. So I hit enter. I say view on map. I hit enter. And there is the course that shows you have to make a hard left in the middle of Lake Okeechobee to keep you from suffering disastrous consequences. So anyway, when I get going, I will see the boat. It will appear right in that magenta line, and I can use this thing to guide me to all the places I want to go. Now, I don't have all the Michigan ones in here yet, but I'm going to put them in there later. Batteries, they say, last about 22 hours on this thing. I haven't tested it. I've got rechargeable batteries in it right now, but it seems to be working real well. Now you can see it's found me. There I am in Atlanta. But anyway, this is a good little device. And you got to, if you want the marine chart, you have to get the SC version. There's a 78 and another one, and anyway. So anyway, that's that. So that's the backup plan. Excuse me. And then one of the main systems that I'm going to use is my iPad, and I'm going to get a RAM mount to mount this iPad. Get it going here. In my on my helm. So what I've done is I've emailed all those GPX files to myself, and I have on this iPad a program called Garmin Blue Chart, which they don't make anymore. Oh, Garmin, bless their hearts. Great program. They've replaced it with an app called Active Captain app, which is nice, but my iPad is a version 4, I think it is, and it doesn't it doesn't use that new app. But as long as I've got this old one, I'm good. So then I come back, I go to my email, and there's some emails that I sent to myself. And each one of these emails, actually one of them has a whole bunch of attachments in it. But, oh, I'm hooked to the wrong. I've got an extension downstairs and this thing likes to hook up to it. Let me change to the upstairs router. Gain a little speed here. Come here. Okay, yeah. So we'll hook up to this. I don't know why it does that, but anyway, it does. So anyway, now we're hooked up to the router that's over here behind me. So we'll have a little more speed. So go back into my email. Now there you can see, I think you can see it says Sheboygan to Petoskey, GPX. So I hit that attachment, and it says loading, and that didn't work. Normally it opens them in BlueChart. How come you're not cooperating, BlueChart? Let's see here. Please. Okay, well there's the source code. Well anyway, normally this says open in BlueChart, question mark, and I say yes. And then I'm good to go. Oh, maybe I can do it this way. BlueChart, where are you? Well, this is a little bit different. I haven't run across this before. Oh, there we go. Copy to BlueChart. Okay, import. Would you like to import the Sheboygan to Petoskey GPX? Okay, I would. Now, I hit on that little thing down there and I look at my routes, and they're all in here in alphabetical order. Browns Inlet. There's Sheboygan to Petoskey. And I just touch it, and it shows me view on chart. And there's my route from Petoskey to, or from Sheboygan to Petoskey. And you can expand this so you can look closely. And here's the harbor at Sheboygan. It's kind of an industrial harbor. But each one of those little red sailboats there, that's a post by a cruiser, someone who's actually been there, an active captain member like myself. And you can touch that. This is Wallstrom Marine. It's got 7 reviews. Great marina, love this place, friendly staff, short walk to downtown. And it tells you about dockage. Total docks 40, transient price $1 a foot. Fuel, gasoline not available, diesel not available. Okay? But anyway, each one of those little active captain marks, that one there, Sheboygan City Marina. Fuel. Yep, gasoline and diesel are both available. It's got two reviews. Okay, but not great. It's a wall, but it's a wall beside a nicely kept town park. Close to clean, well-operating showers, restrooms. Town is on the other side. So anyway, that's one of the reasons I really want to stay with Garmin, because Garmin, even though they're kind of the Prince of Darkness, they do great stuff, but they just recently bought Active Captain. It was run by a guy. It's like a social media thing, and they just bought it. So it's still, there are still some navigational apps that use it. Navionics is one, which Garmin just bought, and there's another one that I have here that is pretty nice called Aquamap, and it uses Active Captain too, but I'm not sure how long Garmin's going to allow that to happen. I get a feeling that one of these days Garmin is going to say that if you're not with Garmin, you don't get Active Captain. But we'll see. But that's my fear. I've had Garmin GPSs, and I'm sure you have too, for a long time. And Garmin is, they know how to make money. But anyway, so that's where I'm set up, and I have a little SD card, excuse me, that I'm going to update my GPS map 4210 that's on the boat, even though it's as Garmin calls it, legacy. That means they don't make it anymore. But I can update the firmware in it, and then I can load these charts in. And I can get new GPS Blue Map charts for it. I think it's $100 since it's already there. Excuse me. If I wanted to get brand new ones that I didn't have before, they're like $212. So Garmin is good at making money. But anyway, this is kind of the way I'm planning on navigating. I've got this computer that I'm going to have with me. I probably will not use it all that much, although it does have this. I forgot to show you. It does have this cool little GPS. This is a GPS. Cost me $25. GPS. So Global-Sat. BU353S4. Plugs right into the USB port. Fires right up and finds satellites like crazy. It's remarkable how fast this thing finds satellites and how many it finds. Let me just show you that real quick here. Excuse me, I've got that frog in my throat. Okay, I just turned it on, and look at that. It already found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 satellites. So very fast. Absolutely remarkable. And it interfaces directly with OpenChart. And oops, that's Garmin. I'm going to close Garmin out. And so I can use OpenChart with it. And when it connects up, I got to run one more piece of software to get it to see it, and that's MMG. And then pretty soon OpenChart will see it, and there will be like 3 little bars right there in the upper corner. The red one is my boat, and my boat, of course, is where I'm sitting as far as this thing's concerned. The GPS says that's where we are, but it'll open up 3 little bars, and then it'll show GPS. So you can actually navigate from OpenCPN also, just like you can on the Garmin things. But anyway, so that's kind of where I am. A little bit of a long video. Apologize for that. But anyway, I hope you found it interesting. It's been a real challenge and lots of fun so far. Talk to you later.